Hello, welcome to The Right Side. I'm Renee Wright. Thank you for visiting my channel when watching this video. I ask that you subscribe and like the video. And if you have anything that you would like to see in the future, please leave it in the comments and I will work on it for you. Okay, well today what we're going to talk about is assumptions, predictions. People who have negative assumptions and predictions about situations when a simple question would resolve, the curiosity or just get you an answer to your question. I think it's a protective measure. In some cases, it's a protective measure, and in some cases, it's just kind of a core belief. And I speak about that a lot. But for example, if it's a protective situation, it's also based on a core belief, but from a different side of it. So if you don't want to ask someone something because you think they'll say no, or you think they may lie, or you may be rejected in some other kind of way, or be insulted. If you do using it as a protection, see that's based on a core belief as well. But my thing to you, my suggestion to you is to just ask it. Just ask it, because whether you ask it or not, you're still carrying around the feeling of rejection, because the whole idea that you won't ask it is because you're protecting yourself from rejection, and to protect from rejection, you have to admit rejection. It's just kind of a circular thing. So I say the second thing you should do is ask them. The first thing you should do, I'm going to tell you that in a moment. But then you have the other one, the other kind of reaction to prediction and assumption is that for example, me, I don't drive. I don't like to drive. I'm a nervous driver, so there's places that I can't get to myself. So instead of me, and I have to rely on friends and family, and I know I could do Uber and Lyft and buses and trains, and I've done all of that too. But I would not ask them for rides or ask someone to help me out because I didn't want to bother them. I wasn't afraid of a no. I can deal with a no because no is part of regular life because no happens. They may be busy, or maybe they just don't want to drive that far, or maybe it's the weather, or maybe they're feeling well. No is for me is not my issue so much as receiving a no as I don't want to bother them. I don't want to inconvenience them. Maybe they don't want to do this. Maybe they don't want to come out. Maybe they don't feel like driving. But those are my assumptions. Like, those are negative assumptions. Those are mine based on me thinking, dang, am I not worth it? Like, am I not worthy of them coming out? Did they not value our friendship? Like, why wouldn't I give them an opportunity to be a blessing to me? Maybe they do want to come out. Maybe they look forward to spending time with me, and maybe they want to go shopping and they love that they can help out. Because the truth is, I would do it. I would look out for somebody. I would come out even if I didn't have the time. I would find a way, or I'd make a connection. So why wouldn't I allow somebody to do that for me? And that's kind of a self-worth. That was a self-worth thing for me. So I am learning as well that, you can, if you want to know if it's going to be an inconvenience to someone, you just ask. Simple as that. But the other side of people who want to do things, they're afraid of the no, and they're afraid of the rejection. Those people who do that, that's also from a core belief. That's also from a core belief of maybe I don't know for in each individual, but there is something that's inside of you that makes you fear that rejection. That you will internalize it, and it will make something worse in your life. And if that's the case, we've got to find out what that core belief is that's making you not ask the question. And that's what I suggest you do first before you ask the question, because then you have the preparation for rejection. Because rejection is going to happen. You can't avoid it. What you have to try to do is not internalize it. And it's so interesting. Every time I say internalize it, I always touch my stomach. But the fact is, some people internalize it in their stomach, in their heart, in their head. People internalize how they internalize, but if you're going to put negative stuff in there, you're only going to make this negative assumption thing worse. You've got to identify that, what would a no mean to me? How would that change me? How would that change my life? How would that change who I am as a person? If a person outside of my body gives me a negative answer as a no, or maybe they lie, or how does that affect who I am as a person? It doesn't. It doesn't affect you when somebody gives you a rejection, even if they put mean, cruel stuff on it. You don't have to internalize that. You can empower yourself before the conversation. You can prepare yourself that if they say yes or no, I'm still okay. I'm still me. I'm still here. On to the next person. You know, we need help. We need support. We need our cheerleaders. We need people to support us and help us and carry us the same way we do it for other people. So we can let them be a blessing to us. If you're holding on to it, my question to you is, how does that serve your ultimate goal? How does that serve your goal of a more peaceful life, being more connected with the world, just being in a happier place, in a peaceful place? How does making a negative assumption, a prediction about an outcome, how does that help anything that you're trying to do? It keeps you in that shell of protection. It keeps you, it just puts one more thing in there to feed whatever that core feeling is. And it can be done. You can not live a life surrounded by the fear of rejection and the fear of negativity. And the fear. You don't have to stay so protected. You just have to identify it. So that way when you go ask the question, you're ready. These negative assumptions are what's holding you back. These negative predictions about what you think the outcome might be, it's holding you back. I had a conversation with someone recently, and they were telling me the story about someone, an old friend, asked them to borrow money, and they never responded to the request, and then the friendship seemed to have gotten distance, and they didn't call them, and they didn't get, there was no more communication. And this happened years ago, yet it's still fresh enough in this person's mind to mention it to me. So obviously you've been carrying this. And you're making an assumption about how that other person feels. And it could be on both sides of it, but you're carrying it. And I know you're carrying it because you just told me. You're carrying it. So first of all, figure out, why you're afraid to ask this question. What do you think is going to happen when you ask this question? How will that change your life? How will that change who you are as a person? Most often it won't. It won't change who you are as a person because that's outside of your body. It's outside of you. It's outside of your control. People have free will. They can do whatever you want. You have to teach yourself not to internalize negative, an action, because you the one make it negative. Don't internalize whatever someone's reaction is. Just deal with it on the surface of what it is, because it doesn't change who you are. And if you have trouble trying to find that negative belief or that negative, where that negativity comes from inside of you, if you have trouble identifying it, call me. Let's talk. Let's figure out. Let's back it up. Let's work our way back to wherever that negative belief is stored. Let's work our way to where it is and deal with it. Okay? Get rid of it, reduce it, whatever we can do to make your life more peaceful, more harmonious, reducing conflicts between people, reducing inner conflict. You can do it. Let's talk about it. I hope this was helpful. I'm Renee Wright. This is The Right Side. If you're still here, please like and subscribe to my channel and give me some suggestions. Maybe you're having a conflict and you would like some advice on it. I have free consultations on conflict. I work with inner conflict. I work with conflict between two people. It's virtual, so you can do it from wherever you are. So if the conflict is with someone who lives in another state, we can do it. Okay? I look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful day.